Hey, welcome to this video. Listen, my name is Coach Meg. I'm based in London at the moment, and I want to ask you a quick question. What is it costing you to buy all these courses online, downloading all these digital products to help you with accomplishing your goals, but your computer is clogged with them? You've got so many digital products, you've got so many courses, but you're actually not following through, you're not finishing. I remember working with somebody who does, different motivational topics and success topics and how to accomplish your goals. As I started working with them, I realized I was excited to start, but I didn't actually put a plan in place with where my life was at the moment so that I could implement what I was learning in the course. Somebody also said this, one of my coaches. I also have coaches, yes. Work with coaches who have coaches because all of us need to be growing, learning, becoming better. They said, any change that you try to implement in your life that cannot fit in with where your life is at now, it's nigh impossible to do it. It's nigh impossible. It's nigh impossible. It's not going to work because sooner or later you may get excited at first. Like they say, motivation gets you started, but it's out of habit that you will stick with the plan and the goal. Does that make sense? So, one of the things I found on my own journey is I have to make room for what I want to implement in my day to day. Almost like I have to be completely intentional. That means I have to decide, does this matter? Does this thing that I'm doing, does this book I'm reading, does this conversation I'm having, does this post I'm posting on social media help me with the person I am becoming, right? Because habits make us, yes? And becoming is more important than doing. Becoming is more important than doing. I remember when I wanted to do a psychology degree because it felt, it felt really fancy. It's like, yeah, I want to be a psychologist. I wanted to do psychology. But what I didn't prepare for, again, is that if there is no room in my life, if I can't move something around so that I can focus on my studies, there's no way I'm going to get that psychology degree. I remember I would walk around the apartment at the time. It was long distance anyway, so I could have made it work if I wanted to. But I didn't have a compelling enough reason to follow through with that psychology degree. I didn't have a strong enough reason to follow through. So in the end, I was like, you know what? I'm going to be honest with myself. Who am I kidding? And that's how I dropped out and I didn't follow through with it. I didn't even try to make it work. What am I trying to say? Number one, whatever you want to accomplish in your life, whatever you want to co create with a coach, whatever picture you see yourself in, future pacing, you must have the conviction that this is going to work for me. And it's exciting and it's compelling, so strong that you're willing to do whatever it takes to move towards that ideal picture, right? That ideal dream. And it's about creating. So, one of the ways to create is when you are by yourself, you put aside some time and you are playing music that's highly inspirational. In fact, 30 minutes before you go to bed and 30 minutes when you wake up is one of the most powerful times to create. It's one of the most powerful times to see yourself in the person and lifestyle that you choose to become. I remember also many years back, that's over 20 years ago, I was in a situation working in a certain hospital at the time, really nice hospitals. I worked in some amazing hospitals in South Africa. But my own personal life was kind of in a mess. And I kept avoiding it, but I knew sooner or later I had to face the elephant in the room. And that meant uprooting my whole life where I was and my family to relocate to a country I had never been. I didn't know anyone. I didn't have a support system, but I knew that where I wasn't going to change because there were people in my life that were not prepared to make any changes. And I recognized at that time that because of that situation, actually, which is ended up being a blessing in disguise, I learned that I can do a lot of things by myself. I didn't need the support of the people I thought I needed. And don't get me wrong, to be really strong is to understand who can actually help you. That is what wisdom is. Because isn't it true that sometimes we look for support or help from the wrong people? Somebody who hasn't got the headspace, they haven't got the mental bandwidth to go along with you on the journey. And I believe this is why God shows us who people are in our lives, not for us to end up becoming bitter, angry, long term, like, oh, they sooner or later you gotta forgive them and let it go. It's just sometimes we place expectations on other people that they actually can't support. They cannot help us carry what we're carrying. All of us have the gift and talent, and sometimes we partner with the wrong people, and that is okay to learn from. As long as we're learning the right lesson, right? That's okay, because we all have filters. Sometimes, because of something that's happened in our past or previous relationships, you can come to the wrong conclusion that, oh, people don't like me. Oh, people don't want to help me. Oh, people are jealous of me. Yes, maybe, yes, and no. Sometimes it's because we place the wrong expectations, the right expectations on the wrong people. Yes. Sometimes you want somebody to help you carry a truckload, but that person only has a capacity for riding a bicycle. And you are the kind of person who is a, what, 8-foot wheeler. Yes. You've got this wholesale mindset, distributing products to other big businesses. That's your capacity. But you are trying to ask somebody who can only cope on a bicycle, deliver to one person here and there. That's their capacity. That's their level of growth. It's like you are two complete different people, three complete people, different people. What does this mean is we must recognize where we are good at and what we're not good at. And this is where coaching comes in. A good coach, I spoke about this in a previous video, helps you compress time, saves you a lot of time, supports you to see what you might not be able to see, right? And more importantly, a good coach is able to challenge your perspective, like, are you sure? Could it be that it's just you are looking at this the wrong way? A good coach will also challenge you on your own stuff, right? Because sometimes one of the things I learned even in my own journey, and sometimes I catch myself doing this, where I'm avoiding something I know I need to do. It needs to be done. But I take something that is easier because I don't want to face that. And sooner or later I have to deal with it, which is good. I've trained myself to sooner or later I get to it. So one of the ways that we do is you try and avoid it, you do something else, something that seems easier or something that will bring you joy. But you know the elephant is in the room still, right? You've got to write that email. You've got to do that video. You've got to do that podcast. You've got to open up your YouTube account. Yes, you've got to make that phone call. You got to prepare for that challenge. We all have to decide what is our priority. Who am I becoming? Because the habits that we keep practicing every single day, this is no judgment. This is just, thinking about this, thinking through things. Because some things just, they really slow us down for no reason. And one of my coaches said something which I really want to implement even in my own life now as I grow my business and as I grow as a person, is the more you do things faster, it looks like time slows down. Like life is making room for you. Ooh, that is exciting to me. Because it's about momentum. You decide, I'm going to go for this. I'm going to do this 30-day challenge. I'm going to do this 60-day challenge. I'm going to do this 90-day challenge. It's like time slows down because you are hyper-focused on what you want to accomplish. I've had to grow over the years, and growth is really taking action. It's not just about learning the ideas, because sometimes people think learning on YouTube is helping you change. No. We're not changing unless you are implementing what you're learning. Yes? Over and over again. I remember, you will not believe that I ignored setting up my YouTube account. And when I set it up, I did a few videos here and there, and then I put it to the side. Because at the time, I also remember not being too hard on myself. I had really demanding healthcare clients. So by the time I would get to time to do a video, I'm absolutely exhausted. So one of the things that I do, because I understand what that is like, some of my clients will ask me, I'm so busy, how do I manage? I'm so tired. How do I manage to keep showing up online so that by the time I walk away from the career I don't like, my business is up and running? So we go through all these topics and we reassess. Sometimes it's about time management. And I think I posted another video the other day. I did a live stream because I just wanted, for the fun of it, to just test it out doing a live stream. I had an important topic. You can go check it out somewhere: productivity and time management. But I remember even then realizing that, you know what? It's not about being perfect, everything being right. It's getting started. And in fact, in our time and age, many of you have realized this. We don't really want superficial people. We want real people who struggle like us. So, one of the things I saw, like even with this one particular client, I understood where she was coming from because I've been there. I know what it's like where you're absolutely exhausted, but you still want this thing to go forward, what you are building, right? And I think it's from Chicken Soup for the Soul. One of the quotes, the author talked about that. Don't spend too much time on what you're leaving behind. Spend more time on where you are going. So, what does that mean for you? Like I said, when I was relocating from where I was working to start a whole new life in a place I'd never been before, I saw, and it was a moment of divine inspiration, to be honest. It was almost like heaven on earth, like the portals were open. This was my moment. I had to make a decision. Yes, because we can justify ours. I was justifying, like, oh well, maybe I can make this work, or I wasn't even honest with myself that I can't change anything. And until I accepted I can't change this, and I had to accept that I can't change this, but I can change where I'm going and the person I'm becoming. That meant courage. And courage can be a scary thing, right? Taking courage can be a scary thing, like, oh my goodness, I'm really going to do this. I created a compelling future in my mind. It was like a divine download. You can have everything you want. I felt like God was speaking to my heart. Your life is going to be amazing. Your life is going to be better. You're not going to have to work like this. And even now, as I'm talking about it, it's like, here I am. I could have learned some lessons faster, to be honest, but here we go. As I walked away from that situation and I stepped into my future now, it's just amazing to me. It's just amazing to me where I experience more joy, more happiness, where I'm intentional. I set my day up for success. I'm intentional. If I wake up, maybe an old memory tries to come up, I reframe what that memory means. I reframe what that story is to me, what my lessons were. And I try to make the most of my mornings to keep creating. Because you see, for every level of growth, a new level presents itself. It's like, okay, I think you've mastered this. It's time to get to the next level. Because we're created like that. We are organic creatures. When you settle and you stop growing, I like to say, for those of you who've got big gifts and talents, but you are not seeing opportunities for you, you start becoming a troublemaker. If you are not rising to your greatness, who you are, you start becoming a troublemaker. Because you're too scared of your greatness. You're too scared of your opportunities, right? I can understand that. If you are in a church situation, you're not rising to become a leader where you can do your own Bible class, even online, and all you're doing is just going to church on Sunday, you will be frustrated. And you will start wasting your time gossiping about the leadership. You will become judgmental. You start seeing how other church people are because you've got your focus in the wrong place. But when you start getting busy working on your dreams, when you start studying again, when you're listening to audios, you start finding coaches to work with, you haven't got time to be a gossip. You haven't got time to be judging other people. You haven't got time to be watching who's making it and who isn't, whose relationship is working and who isn't, whose business is surviving and who isn't. You haven't got time for that Because you are too busy working on your own thing. You're too busy planning for your 6 figure year. You're planning for your 7 figure year. You haven't got time for nonsense. Absolutely. Whew. I highly encourage you to go and binge watch Dr. Benjamin Hardy. 10x is better than 2x. 10x is better than 2x. So inspirational, his content. I've got other people that I learn from and my own coaches that inspire me to. Every time, I love knowledge. One thing about me, I can't stand ignorance. I can't stand darkness. I can't stand pretending you don't want to know the truth. Because here it is, one of my coaches said this as well. When you are so afraid of knowing the truth that you don't even want to ask questions, you'll be living a lie. Because what is the fear? I'd rather know the truth. And the truth that you know, it sets you free, right? The truth that you know sets you free. That partner you thought is the one for you, you realize they don't feel the same way about you, or your attitude towards health and wellness, relationships, finances, business, ministry, they have a completely different perspective. You realize they actually don't. It's better that way. Now you know. So what are you going to do with that? Are you going to accept just following them, or are you going to try and make a compromise for both of you where you both can function together? Because two are better than one, right? Two are better than one. Three are better than one. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm talking about partnership, friendships, dating, community. What? More people is better. Yes? But it's good to know the truth. If people feel differently about you, that's good. Don't take it the wrong way. Don't take it the wrong way. It's just God is showing you, life is showing you. These people think differently from you and they are going in a different direction. That's okay. We shouldn't be okay with people not always agreeing with us. What is that fear? Yes? What is that fear? Greatness doesn't come from everybody saying yes, 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 agreeing with you and everything. No. And sometimes you may not see, the same way about a certain idea. You don't always have to agree, but you can agree to disagree and still have respect for each other. If we had that, I think we would enjoy better relationships. There would be less divorces. There would be less stress and strife. So let's go back to coaching. What is it costing you doing a course that you're not following through? You've got all these courses online, they're on your computer, but you haven't done anything with them. Or you started, but you didn't follow through. I'll tell you why working with a coach is different. Yes? Because with a coach, you actually set some time in your schedule. Like at this certain time, look at it this way. It's like you setting time aside for you. Because many of us are so busy, we've got multiple responsibilities. But having a coach is like, this is me time. I've got time to talk to somebody, share my ideas, my frustration, and what I'm concerned about, and what's working and what's not working. And then gleaning some wisdom from them about life and about health and about relationships, about finances, whatever their expertise is. Yes? So working with a coach is really a blessing in disguise, because sometimes other people will tell you, oh, I wouldn't work with a coach. Yeah, sure. You have to decide for you. Do I want to get there in 10 years or in the next 2 years? Working with a coach helps you collapse time. You don't have to keep doing the same thing. So, some of you may be watching this and you are like, I'm really good at what I do. I've got results so far. I've got 5, 10 clients. But I can see some clients are not going to update their membership or their coaching with me. They're happy with where they are. But I don't really enjoy marketing. That's where I come in as a coach to support you how to make sure your brand is so visible online in all the right places or the few places. We'll talk about that. And your customers are still coming on a regular basis. Yes? It doesn't always have to be paid ads, but there is something you need to be doing to be visible. You need to be doing that. And if you want to know more about this, get in touch with me. I've actually got a challenge that I'm doing on the 28th to 30th of this month as we end May. I said at the beginning, May is the month of permission. I will work with you to help you accomplish your goals. We look at your marketing, what you're doing so far, who your ideal clients are, what the messaging is. We have to do some research and what's working online. I've been in the online space for a while and I've been in healthcare for many years. I worked in healthcare for nearly 30 years in the NHS, in Bupa, then I worked in 3 countries, and I also worked in the community. So I bring that wealth of wisdom to you. And but also what I love about online marketing is it helps you save a lot of time. There's a way to do your coaching or consulting or your e-commerce, because those are my ideal clients, or you're an educator or you're a coach or a pastor or a trainer or a mentor. There's a way to be reaching your ideal clients online that will save you so much time so that you still have time for you. Because all of us want to build businesses that work for us, not businesses that make us feel stuck, feel trapped. We already had that, many of us, right, as employees. And when we started our own businesses, we wanted a completely new life. But it starts with changing your mindset first. Who are you becoming? Who do you choose to become? What habits do you want to be practicing every single day? How do you want your working life to be? Who do you want to be having conversations with? And that is all up to you, yes? You are free to choose that. That's the beauty of running your own business. And there are many ideas out there. Just be honest with yourself. What I highly recommend is start with where you are. Keep it simple. Start with where you are. And as you grow in confidence, you will do more, you will attract more, you'll have social proof with what you're doing, other people can see. Yes. So I appreciate you guys. I'm going to do another video probably tomorrow, maybe the day. But I so appreciate you. And listen, don't struggle by yourself. There's always somebody who knows a little bit more, has a different way of looking at something. That's what a good coach does. Because at the end of the day, sometimes we all have unconscious bias, we all have suppressed emotions and ideas that stop us from accomplishing the goals we can accomplish. All of us can accomplish more by doing less, actually. So don't let what your story has been hold you from what you can become. Do not let what didn't work in the past stop you from stepping out, yes? And do not be overly concerned in how quickly. Listen, even my coach was saying this. Like I said, I also have my own coaches that I learn from because I want to keep getting better and better. What I love about this is you have to give yourself at least 90 days, 6 months, a year, 2 years to see real change. So if you work with me, you have to prepare ahead of time to be working with me on a monthly basis. It can be twice a week, it can be once a month. We can check the package that is right for you. When you apply to work with me, I don't take, I only have limited spaces, by the way, because I want to serve my clients at a deeply high level. Yes, deeply and higher. Does that make sense? I want to give my clients undivided attention. So if you decide to work with me, it would mean probably twice a week. Depending on the package, I have to look at what your needs are. And we have to agree ahead of time what we can work on together or not. Yes? So that the goal that you set that we can accomplish is ideal and it will work for you. Yes, because sometimes people get excited, in my coaching I've found this. People get excited about certain goals, but they are not quite ready to get there. But it's good to at least dream big, yes? But start where you are. That's what I always say. So listen, thank you so much. I will see you on the next video. Listen, if there's anything more you want to know, go on my other videos and have a look. I've got more videos that I've posted on somewhere here on my channel. Maybe another one is coming up. I'm not sure yet. But anyway, go to my page and go and have a look. Go and scan. There will be some videos. The topic I've written on there may resonate with you and you can check some more. And then go to my website and complete a form, and then I'll be back to you in 24 to 72 hours. Bye for now. Speak to you soon. Bye. Mwah.